Last time, you remember, Phyllis Leader himself had decided to try to get the secret formula for a silent explosive called Hush-a-Boom from our friends.
Observe, Dimitri. You know what this is?
Is plan of New Pennsylvania skyscraper?
Idiot. This is a silhouette of a moose. And here inside the moose is a banana. And you know what is inside the banana?
Another moose?
No, you idiot. Inside banana is secret formula.
Of course.
And we've got to steal it.
Why?
Because they won't give it to us.
Very logical. How are we going to steal it?
I shall use deception, fraud, double-crossing, and trickery.
Of course.
It's the Pennsylvania way.
Meanwhile, our heroes were just leaving the ruins of Lake Kitchy Itchy Lodge.
Gee, the whole place just blew up in the air.
Bullwinkle, I think that explosion was meant for you.
Oh, they shouldn't have done it.
No.
A simple fanfare would have been plenty.
But...
maybe with a few white doves let loose.
No, I mean somebody's trying to get rid of you.
Well, they've done a good job.
What do you mean?
I'm getting out of here.
And in just a little while, our heroes were aboard a river steamer and heading for home, all unaware that inside Bullwinkle is a banana containing the formula for a silent explosive. However, as the boat rocked slowly back and forth...
Bullwinkle, what's happening? You're turning kind of green.
It must be spring. NH3CO2U335 a pinch of salt.
What?
I got the hiccups. I guess it must be the banana I ate about 4 episodes back. NH3CO2U235 a pinch of salt.
Bullwinkle, you can remember everything you ever ate.
True.
So you must have eaten a secret formula.
If it's such a secret, how come I keep blabbing it all over?
That's what I mean. You gotta get rid of those hiccups till we can get to somebody in authority.
Is that authority Wisconsin?
Oh, if our friends had only known they were at that moment being spied on by that arch-villain, that crumb of crumbs, that fiend of fiends...
Say the name.
Boris Badenov.
Ta-da!
Boris, darling, could you hear formula when Moose hiccuped?
No, he's too far away. Come, we sneak a little closer.
And just at that moment...
And a pinch of salt. Thanks, Rock.
You're gonna give away the formula for sure unless we find a way to stop your hiccups.
Yeah.
You know, what we need is a good hiccups doctor.
Boris, you heard?
I heard.
Darling, that's your cue. You're supposed to show up disguised as Hiccup Doctor.
Natasha, I can't do it.
Boris, why not?
This time they're sure to recognize me.
They never have.
79 disguises I used on those two. Not one did they ever see through.
So?
The law of averages is turning against me.
It wouldn't dare. Boris, you're forgetting Article 6 of the Villain's Handbook.
Article 6?
Yes, look here.
There is nobody so stupid as the hero of a TV cartoon show. Well, maybe you're right. Come on.
As I was saying, what we need is a good hiccup doctor.
Allow me to introducing myself.
Who are you?
I'm the ship's medical officer.
Ship's doc?
Of course they do.
That voice! Where have I heard that voice?
See, darling?
I see it, but I don't believe it. No, sir, let's hear that nasty hiccup of yours.
And Boris held up a stethoscope which was secretly hooked up to a tape recorder. Will the villains get the formula? Be with us next time for Testing 1, 2, 3 or Tape a Number.
Fish biting, son?
Nary a nibble all day, Pop.
Well, it's no wonder you can't catch a fish using a donut for bait.
I know, but I've been digging for worms all afternoon, and I couldn't find a single one. Besides, the donut's chocolate.
That's true, but you can't expect to find worms in the afternoon. You have to get up early. Remember the old saying?
It's the early bird that gets the worm.
Now you take the fable of the robin, the pelican, and the angleworm. It was a great day for the kingdom of Camelittle, which, needless to say, was a great deal smaller than Camelot. For on this day, King Leo I was to be crowned absolute monarch of all he surveyed.
But I can't see a thing. This bucket is clear down over my eyes.
I am sorry, Your Grace. It's the only thing we could find for a crown.
Good King Leo I refused to go through with the coronation. It was then the loyal Carmelite Lilians took matters into their own hands. Working in the jewel mines night and day, they succeeded in unearthing 10 fabulous gems which they presented to His Highness.
Now we're getting someplace.
The gems were given to the royal crown maker, who, grabbing the first thing at hand, set them into a large beer mug.
How about that? I'm the only king in the world who has a crown that sparkles and has a head on it.
So King Leo was crowned, and all went well for a fortnight. Then one morning, as he sat on the throne...
Hey, Your Highness, hey! You lost one of your rocks.
Sure enough, where once a gleaming ruby had nestled, naught but a hole remained. Summoning the royal private eye, the king demanded an explanation.
After much consideration and perusal of the facts, I have reached a definite conclusion. I know who did it.
Who?
A thief?
Oh.
It was decided that a more drastic measure be taken.
We shall lock the crown in the royal safe.
And as an added precaution, the king went with it. Unfortunately, when the safe was eventually opened...
Good Lord, it's incredible.
Yes, the amethyst was back in the crown, but the king was gone. There in His Highness's place was a ransom note.
Leave 5 million finsters inside the refrigerator by midnight or the king dies.
There was nothing left to do but comply with the fiendish request. 5 million finsters were placed inside the refrigerator, but on the outside an elaborate alarm system was installed.
The clock in the tower will strike 4 at midnight. The door of the refrigerator will swing open, the light will come on, and we'll have the villain.
At exactly 12 o'clock midnight, the clock in the tower struck 4, the refrigerator door opened, and the light did come on. And there on the top shelf, counting the finsters, was of all things a worm.
200 finsters, 201 finsters.
Seize him!
You've got to get up early in the morning to catch me.
And with that, he swooped up his ill-gotten finsters and made good his escape. The fox was no fool. In order to get the king, he had to catch the worm. But foxes are not worm catchers, birds are. Birds like robins and pelicans.
The fate of the king is in your hands. Get that worm.
So they began their pursuit immediately, following the worm's trail, which led to a tiny hole in the ground.
That's his owl, all right.
How can you tell?
Listen,
1,008 finsters, 1,009.
we'll smoke him out.
Taking a bit of incense and a dash of myrrh, the robin opened a tiny box, placed the mixture inside, lit it, closed the box, and dropped it into the hole. Immediately, the box popped back up.
Open before Christmas. Now, isn't that nice?
Righto, for a worm, that's a pretty sweet gesture.
I thought worm catching was for the birds.
Oh, it is. We tried every afternoon for a week to catch that little rascal.
Afternoon? No wonder. Even I know it's the early bird that catches the worm.
By golly, he's right.
So the next morning, in the chill early dawn, they resumed the hunt.
Man, it's colder than a well digger's ankles.
You can say that again.
It's colder than a
Never mind. Look, in the road ahead.
There stood the worm, counting the last of his finsters.
4,900,099. 5 million. It's all here.
So are we.
The worm soon found himself behind bars. The king was returned to his throne. The worm got 10 years, and the robin and the pelican each got a severe cold. Yes, although they'd caught the worm, the chill of the early morning laid them both up with a case of double pneumonia. And so you see, Junior, that's why I always say it's the early bird that gets the worm. True?
True. However, Pop, you got the last word wrong.
How so?
The way you told it, it's the early bird that gets the germ.
Last time, you remember, Bullwinkle got a strange kind of hiccup.
NH3CO2U235 and a pinch of salt.
See?
Must be the banana I ate a few episodes ago.
True, for that banana had contained the secret formula for the silent explosive Hush-a-Boom. And if that wasn't bad enough...
You call?
Yes, Boris had just appeared as a hiccup doctor with his stethoscope hooked up to a tape recorder.
Come, hick right in there.
From here, Doctor?
Now, wait a minute. That stethoscope is hooked up to a tape recorder.
Who says?
The narrator says.
And he never lies, right?
Right.
Well, of course there's a tape recorder. I got to consult your case with a lady doctor.
A lady doctor?
Yes, darling.
Who is she?
This is Dr. Biotic.
Not antibiotic.
You guess.
Oh, I keep up with the Kildares, you know, and NH3CO2U235 and a pinch of salt.
Oh, Bullwinkle, you did it.
Come on, Natasha, Doctor. We got another appointment.
What about my hiccups?
You need a good scare is all.
So boo, darling.
We got to answer emergency call.
Bullwinkle, something's mighty funny about those two.
That's odd. I don't hear anybody laughing.
No, but in a small rowboat pulling away from the river steamer, there were a couple of muffled chuckles.
Oh, boy, wait till Fearless Leader hears this tape, Natasha. It'll make even his ugly puss light up.
Oh, he is ugly, isn't he, Boris?
Listen, he's got as bad a case of uglies as you can get. Why, he got aggravated uglies.
He's got ugly he hasn't even used yet.
And stupid. Oh, boy.
Bad enough, is that you?
Boris is fearless leader.
On my two-way wrist TV. Fearless Leader, we were just talking about you.
Well, don't. I'm top secret.
Where are you, Chiefy?
Right over your head. Look up, stupid.
You heard him, Natasha. Look up.
And sure enough, the sinister black superjet was zooming right overhead.
Meet me at the crossroads in half an hour, bad enough.
You bet, dear old superior, sir. Signing off.
Half an hour? We'll have to row pretty fast, Boris.
You certainly will. And the 1 and a 2 and a big fat shoe and a 3 and a 4.
And as the helpless Natasha bent to the oars back on board the riverboat, our friends were still baffled and confused.
No, that's...
A Rocky and Bullwinkle, I know.
Think he'd remember after all this time.
But just then...
You're Rocky and Bullwinkle?
No, baffled and confused.
Yeah, that's us.
Come along with us. You're under arrest.
Whopper.
Protective custody.
Official Secrets Act.
They do?
Walk this way.
I can't.
Why not?
I'm knock-kneed.
Are you trying to be funny?
Aren't you?
No.
You sure you're on the right program?
Understand you can remember everything you ever ate.
Oh, that again. Sure I can.
Remember eating a banana a little while back?
Do I? It had something written on the inside. It said...
Grab him, Ben.
And before Bullwinkle could move a muscle, he was bound and gagged.
Hey, what's a big idea?
Army, intelligence. That mean anything to you?
Yeah, sounds like a contradiction in terms.
Grab him, Joe.
And in a trice, Rocky was also bound and gagged. Well, it looks like a pretty quiet program from here on in. And just because Bullwinkle was going to give the formula for Hush-a-Boom, which is...
Grab him, Ben.
And in a trice...
And meanwhile, Boris Badenoff is just about to play the tape recorder of the formula for his fearless leader.
Tune in next time for the villain's victory dance, or the jig is up.
Ooh, I love these happy endings.
Hello, poetry pals. I'm wearing this Old Mother Hubbard because today's poem is Old Mother Hubbard. Pretty slick, huh? Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog got none.
Hold it. You mean after 5 years of watchdog and I don't get a bone?
That's what the poem says.
That does it. I'm going on strike.
On strike?
I'll pull out every pooch from Pottsville or Paducah. Mother Hubbard unfair to canine.
But...
She's anti-dog.
No, I'm Mother Hubbard.
Unfair.
Now, wait. I don't have a bone, but will something else do?
Like such as what?
So she went to the bread box to get him some bread, but as soon as he saw it...
You kidding, he said?
So she went to the icebox and hauled out a steak. And as soon as he saw it, he started to shake.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
That's okay, huh?
Well, it's not a bone, mind you.
Well, then...
It'll do. Now, here's your new watchdogging contract.
How come it's all tattered on the edge?
That? Those are the fringe benefits.
The Iron Horse, nickname for the first transcontinental train, and real name of an animal that ran dead last at Hialeah. But we are more concerned with the former, for Canada in the year 1903 was desperately striving to span the continent by rail. Due to the rugged terrain, however, the tracks had only got as far as that most awesome of natural barriers, Gorgeous Gorge.
Well, Potter, you're an engineer. How do we get tracks over that?
Engineer Potter finally came up with a solution.
We'll float the tracks over on balloons.
The balloon idea might have worked, except that Potter blew up one too many and forgot to let go. An emergency meeting was called.
Montague thinks we should throw the tracks over. Harrigan thinks we should throw Montague over.
Why don't you fellers build a bridge?
They fired the janitor, but kept his idea. Now, in those days, bridge builders were practically non-existent. In fact, the only construction workers were house wreckers, and the biggest house wrecking firm was Edifice Rex. Edifice Rex had a foul reputation, and the same could be said for its general manager, the ever-unpopular Snidely Whiplash.
Look, if the price is right, I'll build your bridge.
We'll pay anything.
That's a little low, but in this case, I'll make an exception.
Construction began the next morning.
Where do you want this case of dynamite, boss?
Stick a 365-day fuse in it, light it, and put it on the bridge.
365 days later...
Congratulations, Whiplash. I shall now christen the bridge with this champagne.
Domestic champagne, do it every time.
The bridge went up 40 times and came down the same amount. It was a situation that only the Royal Canadian Mounted Police could handle, and they sent their best men, our valiant hero, Dudley DeWright.
I understand you're having trouble with your water heater.
No, it's the bridge. Take a look at it quick. They don't stay up very long. See what I mean? Someone's engaged in sabotage.
I know a couple engaged in Toronto.
You must find the culprit.
Actually, they're going to be married in Quebec.
The first thing you should do is question the engineer.
Egad, Rollo, we've destroyed more bridges than a nearsighted dentist.
Allow me to introduce myself, gentlemen. Constable Mounted Police of the Dudley DeWrights.
Curses, it's the Pollyanna of the tall timber. What can I do for you, Constable?
I understand that your bridges are falling down.
There's another way of saying that, you know.
Henceforth and forthwith, the next bridge that goes up shall stay up, and I shall stay up with it.
Girder by girder, plank by plank, the bridge began to take shape. Dudley was like a man possessed. He stayed on the job 24 hours a day, never sleeping, never eating.
I have insomnia, and I'm on a diet.
Ah, but Whiplash was a man to be reckoned with.
What is that you are setting on this bridge, sir?
There's a birthday cake.
Those are singularly strange candles on that birthday cake. Pray tell, what do those letters TNT stand for?
Those are the initials of the man whose birthday it is. TNT. Tippecanoe and Tyler.
Shouldn't that be Tippecanoe and Tyler, too?
He won't be two till tomorrow.
The final nail was driven home, and the bridge stretched itself majestically across the yawning chasm. That's when Whiplash lit the candles.
Shh. Now you wait right here on the bridge while I go find Tippecanoe and Tyler.
Not one to be a party pooper, Dudley obeyed the request. Whiplash, on the other hand, wasted no time in getting off the ill-fated structure. That is, he almost got off.
Sorry, sir, but this is a toll bridge. You can't cross unless you can pay the toll.
Well, quick, you dunderhead, how much is it?
$83.42. But even if you paid, I couldn't let you cross. This is a train bridge, and you're not a train, are you?
Knowing that it would explode momentarily, Whiplash dashed back to the cake.
Out of my way, do-right, I must blow out the candles.
You cannot do that, sir. That privilege is reserved for Tippecanoe and Tyler.
Mother of pearl, I'm enmeshed in my own cesspool.
But fate was about to step in, for over the railing climbed a pathetic little man who said,
I understand you're throwing a party for me up here.
Don't tell me your name is...
Tippecanoe and Tyler.
Blow out the candles, I implore you.
Just a moment, there is something amiss here. You said Tippecanoe was going to be 2 today. This man looks more like 6.
And Dudley threw the cake over the side.
You're sure the trouble is over?
Positive, Inspector. In fact, I collected all these spare sticks of dynamite, brought them back here to the post, and put them in your file cabinet.
What file cabinet?
That file cabinet.
That's a pot-belly stove. Hurry, see if the fire's still burning.
I think it's out now, sir. Sir? Oh, sir! Yoo-hoo, Inspector!
episode you remember some mysterious strangers tied and gagged idiot moose and sneaky little squirrel.
They also tied and gagged your friendly neighborhood narrator.
Leaving only us bad guys, eh, fearless leader?
You say you got hush-a-boom formula from Moose?
You bet, he's on this tape recorder.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I got to consult your case with a lady doctor.
Hello, darling.
That's you, Natasha. Boys, meet Dr. Biotic.
Not antibiotic.
You guessed.
Bad enough if you think I'm here to listen to lousy puns, you...
Wait, here comes good part.
Oh, I keep up with the Kildare, you know, and NH3CO2U235 and a pinch of salt.
Oh, Bullwinkle, you did it.
There it is, fearless leader.
Marvelous! Bad enough I didn't know you had it in you.
You think you're dealing with kids or something?
Just for that, we are going to reduce your uncle's prison term to life.
You're too good, fearless leader.
And what's more, you could call me FL.
Wowee!
Now play that part back. I'll take notes this time.
Okay, FL.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
It's nothing, FL, just
Silence!
Wait till fearless leader hears this tape, Natasha.
Boris, you didn't turn off a machine.
Oh, boy. This tape will make even his ugly puss light up.
What was that?
I'll turn it back now.
No.
He is ugly, isn't he, Boris?
He's got as bad a case uglies as you can get. He's got aggravated uglies. Pretty funny, huh, FL?
He's got ugly he hasn't even used yet.
Well, so much for the jokes.
Jokes!
Certainly, we were just kidding, FL.
Fearless leader to you, bad enough?
Of course, fearless leader, I wouldn't presume.
This is the end for you, bad enough.
Oh, boy.
And as for that recorder, take that. And that. There, how do you like that?
Ooh, I guess it didn't like it.
Now what, Boris?
What else? We run like rabbits.
Good idea.
On second thought, we take secret formula with us.
You mean steal it?
Why not?
Funny, I can't think of a reason.
And the two villains dashed off with the precious tape recording.
Meanwhile, back on the boat.
The chief do yet?
2 minutes late.
Everything set?
Check. Got the moose tied and gagged.
Right.
Got the squirrel tied and gagged.
Right.
Funny thing.
What?
Chief isn't usually late.
You're right, that's funny.
Funny, all right.
Ha, ha.
You know, usually the narrator says, and suddenly a familiar figure entered the room, and like that, then the chief shows up.
I know.
Joe, only one thing.
What?
We tied and gagged the narrator, too. Better take the tape off his mouth.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we stop the plot.
Ben. Might be a good idea.
Joe?
Yeah.
You're a scream. Ha, ha. Rip the tape off his mouth.
Right.
No!
One thing we forgot.
Yeah?
He has a mustache.
No. Had a mustache.
And just then, a familiar figure entered the room. Hello, Chief.
Well, I'd say you got him. Good work, fellows.
Good heavens, it's Captain Peach was.
My goodness, what happened to your lip?
We'll find out next time in the missing mustache. Our hair today, gone tomorrow.